Intimidator 305, or I-305 for short, is an Intamin Giga coaster at Kings Dominion in Doswell, Virginia. It stands 305 feet tall, has 5,100 feet of track, and reaches speeds of 90 miles per hour. And this coaster packs a real punch and delivers on so many levels, especially if you're a coaster enthusiast. This is our full length, in depth review of this coaster, what you can expect when you ride this coaster, and how best to enjoy and fully appreciate it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start your engines. I-305 is located in the Jungle Expedition section of Kings Dominion, way towards the back of the park. When it opened in 2010, I-305 was Kings Dominion's largest investment to date at a $25 million price tag. Themed to Dale Earnhardt, whose nickname was the Intimidator, I-305 lives up to its namesake. When you approach this ride, you get this stunning view of the 305-foot tall lift hill, a massive archway tunnel displaying the ride logo, and parts of the coaster's separate dedicated plaza. Once you walk through the tunnel into the Grand Plaza, you see a dedicated section of Dale Earnhardt along with an actual NASCAR vehicle, which serves as the inspiration for the coaster's trains towards your right. You see the ride's photo booth and locker bay towards the left, and straight ahead, you see the massive Intamin Giga, and this view is insane. As you walk towards the coaster, you get a great view of the coaster cycling the track towards your left before you enter the ride's queue. While this is an extended queue section with several switchbacks, you will likely take one straight section all the way to the station. Before reaching the station, you get to choose whether you want to do the front row or row on the rest of the train. This choice is really nice as it gives you an idea of how long your wait will generally be. When you reach the station, you see part of the lift hill towards your right, parts of the coaster's layout towards your right as well, and your Dale Earnhardt NASCAR themed coaster towards the front of you. Intimidator 305 has two trains, the red train and the silver train, which each has 8 cars and can seat up to 32 passengers. Once you have picked your seat, pulled down your over-the-shoulder restraints, and cleared dispatch, you hear an announcer say, "Gentlemen, start your engines," feel the cable lifts catch car attached to the bottom of the train, and get yanked out of the station and up the lift hill. Before you have a chance to realize it, you are at the top of the lift hill and plummeting down the 300-foot first drop, sloped at an 85-degree angle. And this first drop is so good as it delivers strong floater airtime towards the front of the train and powerful ejector airtime towards the back. At the bottom of the first drop, you bank low to the ground towards the right and then start gradually rising into I-305's first airtime hill. And this airtime hill stands 150 feet tall and delivers some sustained ejector airtime in most seats on the train, but its strongest airtime is in the back. By the time you reach this airtime hill, you should have already regained your eyesight just in time to see the train straighten slightly before banking quickly towards the left. You then briefly straighten for a speed hill before banking again towards the left, then whipping towards the right, followed by a low to the ground S-curve towards the left. You then sharply bank towards the right for a low to the ground turnaround, which sets you up for the second half of the ride. Out of the turnaround, you climb up I-305's second airtime hill, which has a trim brake on it, but that trim does not hit as hard when you have a full train, which only slightly slows you down and still manages to deliver some good floater airtime. You then climb into another half airtime hill, which banks sharply towards the right before sharply whipping you back towards the left up into I-305's outrageously tall final brake run. Intimidator 305 is perhaps one of the most intense roller coasters in the world, if not the most intense roller coaster. Its height, speed, airtime, and whippy S-curves make it one of the most complete ride experiences out there. But I-305 is not for everyone, as most general park goers say that it is their one and done at Kings Dominion. And that makes sense, as the coaster's speed and intensity gradually wears down even the most seasoned coaster enthusiast. 2 or 3 rides alone are enough to take its toll on riders. That might explain why I-305, even on busy days, has at most a station wait. Its reputation precedes it, as all riders will have a guaranteed gray out every single time they ride it. This grayout starts about halfway down the first drop and subsides when the train starts rising into the first airtime hill. This has everything to do with the sustained intense positive g-forces riders experience during that first low to the ground rightward banking turn. And to think that this section of the coaster had to be reprofiled shortly after the ride opened in 2010. The first drop and turn that we have now on I-305 used to be even more intense, with a 92 mile per hour top speed and a first turn that didn't start rising into the first airtime hill until a little later after the 270-degree turn. But don't let I-305's reputation discourage you from riding this coaster, as there are ways you can get the most out of your ride experience. As a pro tip, close your eyes halfway down the first drop. Keep them closed until you start banking rightwards for the first turn into the massive airtime hill. This will lessen the grayout effects. To get the most out of your ride, sit towards the back of the train, arguably the best seats on the train. In the back rows, you will still feel all the power as it navigates the track layout, but you will also get sustained floater and ejector airtime throughout the ride. This coaster may not be known for its airtime, but it features some of the best sustained ejector airtime on any Giga. You just have to know it is there, and it is there. Overall, Intimidator 305 is one of Intamin's craziest creations. Much like Skyrush at Hershey Park, I-305's intensity partially comes from the need to fit the coaster into the plot of land it's currently occupying. I-305's nearly 1 mile worth of track had to go somewhere, and the result turned out to be if Cedar Point's Millennium Force and Maverick created a baby. Despite not being for everyone, I-305 delivers one of the most complete ride experiences out there. For a final score, we give Intimidator 305 a 10 out of 10. It delivers a wildly intense ride experience, which leaves you wondering what just happened and how could something like this ride even exist. But its intensity makes it a questionable candidate for all-day marathons. So, let us know in the comments if you have ridden Intimidator 305 at Kings Dominion, and if so, what you think of it. Is it one of Intamin's best coasters? And if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel, and check out some of our other videos. And as always, stay tuned for more coaster reviews and amusement park content from Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.